So shall we get started?
Honestly, the worst flight I ever did was when we were going to, obviously, Vancouver. It's an extremely long flight, and about 7 hours into it, I was like, I need to get off the plane, excuse me. And Chris was like, sit yourself right back down. I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. I'm not good at it. I hate takeoff, I hate landing, and I hate that feeling of being like your life isn't in your own hands. Do you know what I mean? You're totally at the mercy of a big tin tube full of germs. So that's, yeah.
And yet you get the bus.
I know.
I mean, I would rather get a plane than a bus.
Yeah, well, let's face it, there's less chance of getting hit by a bin lorry if you're in a plane, isn't there?
That's it. I have never been jumped on a plane, but I have been jumped on a bus.
Well, if you could jump on a plane, then you would become one of the hostages, then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
I've never had wee Neds throw bricks through the windows of a plane while I'm sitting on it. I've had it happen in the bus many times.
Honestly, the foray from Eaglesham is so much more refined.
It's a reason I drive.
Oh God, I've become one of those corporate gimps.
Yeah, I'm recording this. This is gold. Onboarding corporate gimps. It's great.
We had a similar thing with power cycling. Someone asked us to power cycle, and it is what you mean, switch it off and back on again.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
What's power cycle? That sounds
switching
like
it off.
Like
yeah, right. I know. Yeah. That's what I thought at first as well.
Sounds like you're going really fast on a bike.
I suppose we have that kind of stuff as well, but I know for a fact we do have all that kind of shite as well.
This whole social distancing thing, it's like, I'm an introvert. I've been practicing this for years.
Well, I was listening to a podcast with Louis Theroux and John Ronson, and apparently they were saying people that suffer high levels of anxiety are best suited to adjust to the lockdown because they're like,
yeah, controlled environment and all that.
Yeah.
It's that whole meme of like when you realise your entire life has been locked down, because like I just like sitting in my chair, reading, watching a movie, watching a box set, blah blah. I don't feel this great need to, go out, spend a lot of time around people. I find people exhausting, so this is fine for me. I can cope with this.
I actually watched the trailer for the Snyder Cut as well.
The bell's already been rung, and they've heard it. Out in the dark, among the stars, ding dong, the god is dead.
I just watched this. I put it on this morning, and it was about 6 seconds long, and I was like, "What the fuck's this?" But then I watched another one, and it was slightly longer. There was extra bits in it.
I haven't seen that one actually.
Well, it really had just extra bits. That was Lex Luthor. I think it was a cut scene or something from Man of Steel. I think it was. Or no, it may have been Justice League. I can't remember. I'm going to have to watch them both again to sort of familiarise myself with them, because it's been a couple of years since I watched them. Enjoyed them. Aye.
Man of Steel's held up really well. I remember I mentioned that before because I watched it during this whole lockdown period. But it's a film that when it first came out, I was like, I'm not sure, but it has actually aged really well.
When did it come out?
2013.
How long ago was that? All right, okay, just when you were saying it's aged, I was like, when did it actually come out?
I seen footage the other day as well. Henry Cavill did a screen test for Superman Returns. It was quite interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are kind of pushing him for the next Bond, aren't they? Because Daniel Craig's definitely given it up after this. He's in his 40s. That makes him older than Roger Moore, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, I think he's fed up with it as well. It's basically set him up to do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah. I mean, Henry Cavill looks the part for Bond, for that prototypical idea of what Bond should look like. And based on his performance for Man from U.N.C.L.E., I think he'd be a cracking James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
He was so good in that film. It's a shame he doesn't kind of bring that charisma to a lot of his other roles. He's kind of dead typecast. He'd be just on there and look pretty and look all moody.
I think he's getting a lot of praise for The Witcher, isn't he? So that's maybe a wee bit different.
Yeah, but shite though.
Oh.
I thought it was all right. I've never read the book, or I've not read the book or played the game, but it looked alright.
Neither. I didn't like the time jump and stuff. I had a clue what was going on.
That was a common complaint, apparently.
I don't know if you don't see the maybe, but some characters age and some don't. So when it time jumps, it's not clear that it's time jumped. And I didn't actually know it time jumped until I read it had time jumped. I didn't like it. I thought it was just too convoluted for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind having to work at a movie or box set or whatever, but when it makes you work too hard and you can't actually keep up with what's happening, I'm probably lost. So.
I probably would watch a second season if fair, because I think it's got promise, it's got potential.
They're shooting that just now, aren't they? Because they've decided to go ahead with shooting.
Oh, well, so there'll be no third season then.
I think it's one of these things that Henry Cavill's really into as well, because
he's a proper like Dungeons and Dragons geek, isn't he? So.
And he campaigned to actually get the role and everything. So yes, he has very good hair in it. Very long hair, but very good hair.
I love long hair in a man. That's the only reason I would contemplate watching it.
I'm actually surprised your hair isn't that long yet, John. You're going to go for the whole Witcher hair. Just let it grow out.
Well, apparently my barber is now taking appointments for the second week. I know. I don't know how. I think he's just made a mistake that he's just not cancelled all his bookings for July. He's been a bit premature about it, but we shall see. I hope he does open. He's been making the same way that a lot of places have been making preparations, like make sure there's distancing and all that. But there's only ever maybe 2 or 3 people in the shop at any one time anyway, because it's all appointments. So it's not as if it's just a regular wee barber's where you just drop in wherever you want and there's about 16 guys waiting for a haircut. Take about 5 minutes each, that kind of thing.
You go to this private barber, that's not surprised me.
this luxury gentleman's barbers that John.
Well, yes, that's why it's called
to get in.
School, yeah.
It's like Kingsman. You walk out there like a phone box. It's a lift that takes you down.
Oh, you've got the wrong end of the stick with me totally. I'm just a normal person.
He's like, I've said too
All
much.
of my staff will say so.
I know. He's like, I'm going to have to find a new barbers now. Let the secret out.
Damn, I'm going to have to relocate again.